You know, I saw a YouGov poll earlier today that reminded me of how much trouble we are actually in this country from a political sense before you start about anything else. It had Labour winning by a landslide, with Conservatives just creeping in behind, and all of the smaller concerns pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Also, I was reminded I've never trusted YouGov because it's too intertwined with everything else that goes on in government, and all keyed, like everything else, to support it, support them, and support the system. So, do I believe it's broken? Oh, yes, I certainly do. Do I believe it needs replacing with something else? Oh, yes, I certainly do. Where do we start? We need an outside influence. If you believe it's broken, by the way, subscribe to the channel because you won't be alone here. We need an outside influence to fix things. Do we need a different way of doing things? And you get people like Nigel Farage, Richard Tice, Reform, Brexit, UKIP, all those that have come before, all promising something different can happen. And more often than not, they don't get the press coverage to be able to get that message across to everybody everywhere. That's what the likes of me come in at the end of the day. So with the Brexit Party, they promised root and stem reform and a Brexit would be delivered. But what did they do? They stood down a large portion of their candidates to help Boris Johnson get into Downing Street. Me personally, I was very disheartened at that, and I could never look at the same ever again. Now, what do we get now with Richard Tice? He rules out any help to the Conservatives to try and keep them where they are, i.e. standing down candidates or anything else. Basically, they're out for blood. Now, Labour and Tory, I believe, are two parts of the same problem, and that's a polite version. They've had the merry-go-round for years, making a complete hash of it and blaming the other side for their own mistakes. It needs to stop, because at the end of the day, we get tied up in statutory this, statutory that. Reminds me of a conversation I had earlier today, and it doesn't do anybody any good whatsoever anymore, and it needs to end. It really needs to end. Now, an easy answer, you tell me, or does something else need to happen? You know, if he rules it out, does that mean Labour will get in by default because people are used to voting only for the two? This is the other thing we need to be aware of. You know, there is a large proportion of people in this country which are preordained into only voting for two colours, red or blue, and all the while that merry-go-round continues, then we will be in the same load of trouble we have been for the last several generations at least. It really is bad. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to see another one of my videos on this subject, you can do that by clicking that one there. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you as always for your support.